This needs to stop. Now, I'm not going to start some beef with Endymion or drama, but look at this. Monster Hunter Wilds is destroying GamerGate. Monster Hunter Wilds must fail like Veilguard did. I'm going to show you why that's never going to happen. But let's start with this one. No, Monster Hunter Wilds succeeding is not destroying GamerGate. A lot of people like to say they're anti-woke and they take an absolute position. I am not an anti-woke absolutist. I will try to avoid woke, but there's a certain level I will tolerate. When it comes to Monster Hunter Wilds, it's similar to Gabriel Iglesias' joke about the levels of fat. There's big, healthy, husky, fluffy, and damn, and then finally, oh hell no. Veilguard and Dustborn are kind of like damn or borderline, oh hell no. Monster Hunter Wilds is like big. It has some multiculturalism. It has an pro-environmentalism story. It has a trans character. But that's basically it. And if you can look past that from what people say, if Deneville allows you to actually play this game on PC, it's a really fun game. They changed up the formula a bit to be more welcoming to new people, and it appears they're also really pleasing the established fandom. So a lot of people are saying, nah, you know, I recognize there's some wokeness in it, if they're not just being disingenuous and lying, but I don't care because it's a really good game. Now, there's some detriments to having that position, but I can't criticize too heavily, as, again, I have said, I'm not an anti-woke absolutist. That does not cross my red line. I will get Monster Hunter Wilds, probably in a year or two, but that's just because I generally not the biggest Monster Hunter fan. I just got Rise 3 weeks ago, roughly, on deep sale. Still haven't played it. Let that tell you how long I'll wait for these games. So, no, Monster Hunter Wilds succeeding is not killing GamerGate any more than Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 killed GamerGate. GamerGate 1 crashed because eCelebrities sold it out. GamerGate 2 is more popular because wokeness has become untenable and unbearable. Yes, a lot of people are still willing to tolerate more wokeness than they should, but that does not mean people are now starting to tolerate wokeness and say wokeness is acceptable. It just means that the level of wokeness in Monster Hunter Wilds, similar to the amount of wokeness in Baldur's Gate 3, did not arise to the level which people were not willing to tolerate. This goes to what I've said before. The better the game, the higher level of wokeness people are willing to tolerate in the game. Because stuff like what Monster Hunter Wilds pulled in a really crappy game would not be tolerated. It'd be called woke if it's an indie game. No one would buy it. But in Monster Hunter Wilds, because the gameplay is so good, people are willing to overlook it. They're willing to tolerate it. They're willing to come up with excuses, which you really shouldn't do. You should just say, hey, it's woke, but it's really fun. You know, just be honest. Now, will it fail like Veilguard? No! This game has sold over 8 million copies as of March 7th, and we're on March 9th right now as of recording. This is Capcom's fastest selling game. It's not going to fail. It's never going to fail. And you shouldn't try to peg the GamerGate movement success to whether or not Wilds fails or succeeds. The reality is wokeness and cultural Marxism and Marxism in general were funded by a lot of programs inside the US government that are now being dismantled. It's funded by BlackRock using other people's money. It's funded by Veilguard using other people's money. As the US government starts cracking down more and more on companies doing this, and as they start purging more and more of this money laundering, you're going to see wokeness just go away. Right now, Capcom is pandering to BlackRock because Japan wants BlackRock's investment and companies like BlackRock. When BlackRock is no longer able to push DEI and ESG, when DEI and ESG are no longer tenable in the economic sphere, because the US government will crack down on you for doing it, Capcom will stop putting it in the game. In the end, yes, we do have to be selective about what we purchase. But being selective does not mean we're approving of wokeness. It just means we're willing to tolerate it to a certain degree. And everyone's going to have a different threshold for what they're willing to tolerate. Some people are going to be absolutists. They will just flat out not play anything with wokeness in it. More power to them. Some people are like me. They have a certain range they're going to tolerate. And some people, while they generally don't like it, they'll tolerate any amount. It's just the nature of humanity. Now, I haven't watched Endemion's videos on this, so these could just be clickbait headlines. They could be hyperbolic. I don't know. But when you're being accused of being a grifter, probably not a good idea to fuel those accusations with really bad titles like that. Just saying. Like, I know, like, all of his content careers, let me tell you, like, some of my content career. Like, if I see something is giving me decent views, even if I'm not, like, the most ardent cover of it, like, I don't really care that much about it, I will cover it more. Because that's just the nature of the beast. You know, we're circus monkeys for your entertainment, but at the end of the day, if you're watching this type of content, even if I really love making this other type of content, you're going to probably get more of the content you're consuming. Is that kind of grifter-esque? Yes, but, you know, provided you're not being disingenuous, it's not really that bad. Like, I'm not making crap up or taking positions just because I think my audience wants to hear it. You know, that will make me quite unpopular with some, but it is what it is. My friend was asking me the other day, he's like, hey, Kevin, do you really hate Avowed that much? Because I was covering Avowed's performance failures. Like, I'm like, no, not really. I mean, I'm not happy with it, but this is what people wanted to watch. So I made content on it. And then it kind of fizzled out, and I just didn't feel like making more content, because I'll make content based on what people want to watch and what I want to make. You know, when you're a huge channel like Endemion, you know, you're going to chase trends. Like, look, right here, Monster Hunter Wild success is not fair, says Western Health. He got 319k views. So, yeah, naturally, he's going to make more Monster Hunter-based videos. 206k views. 254k views. You know, compared to covering Avowed right here. Got only 97k views. You know, if people want to hear more about Monster Hunter Wilds, you make more about Monster Hunter Wilds. It's just the nature of the beast. I mean, yeah, you can make more stuff that you want to make, but, you know, you've got to cater to your audience. So I'm not going to say Endemion's a grifter, as in being disingenuous. He makes content tailored to what his audience is responding to. Now, some people are saying he's being disingenuous. He's only on GamerGate because it gets him a lot of views. And to that, I don't know. I'm not going to make a judgment in that regard. You decide. But, yeah, it's not destroying GamerGate, and it's not going to fail. You need to accept that and probably make better titles if these are hyperbolic or just clickbait. Just saying it's not really helping your image. That's all there's to say about this. Like, subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace.